Good morning. Welcome to the Winter Wellness Workshop. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you so we can start this. Well, maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so welcome to the Winter Wellness Workshop. I am glad you could make it today. Do you want to feel better? Raise your hand. Do you want to have less stress? Raise your hand. Do you want to have kid-like energy during the holiday season? Raise your hand. If I can show you how you can feel better, have less stress, more energy in the next 30 days, or less stress is something you would be interested in, raise your hand. Imagine it's Christmas and you are with your family and the kids or the grandkids are over and they're playing by the tree and you have the energy to play with them. You can get down on the floor and you can get back up off the floor instead of being so exhausted. You're just trying to stay upright in your chair. Imagine that. So in our time together today, I'm going to share with you what seasonal affective disorder is and its effects and how you can manage it. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to sorry, I'm having an issue with my computer. How to strengthen your immune system and fight off winter bugs. Navigating the holidays with family and work parties. Wouldn't you want to know how to do that? I know it's taken me years to get this skill. This is being super sensitive today. And through all of this, we are going to talk about nutrition, movement, and mindset around all of these areas, because isn't that what moves us forward? And everything is linked to these three things on a daily basis. So a little bit about me. I've been a nurse for 30 years. So I guess my story starts there. 31 years ago this month, actually, I graduated from nursing school. I joined the Navy 6 months later and met my husband during that time. And we got married, got out of the Navy, and moved to Texas. I have two beautiful girls. Madison is now 25, and that's the one in the middle here. And then Morgan is 20 and is in college. And so the big part of my story, my health story, starts with Morgan, because about a year before Morgan was born, I had hurt my back at work as a nurse, and it's just been a progressive thing over the years, and it's so chronic now that there's days I lose days of time. And so I got to the point that I wanted to improve my health, and I wanted to take control of the pain because nothing was working, and I had to find a way of controlling it and living my life to the best that ability that I could. And so doing that, I went through this process, and I've been to, I can't tell you how many chiropractors and physical therapists and doctors and pain management. And I have learned how to manage it through diet and exercise, or I should say more movement, not necessarily exercise. And just all these little things in my mindset. That was the big one, the big trigger that really helped boost me forward and feel better. Do I have bad days? Yes, I do. But they're few and far between now. And when I do have them, I have that mindset to um, be able to get through the day and not let the whole day get away from me like I have in the past. And so with that being said, um, that's what got me into this is I really want to help women who have chronic health conditions to take control of their life. And I want you to live your best life. So that is my goal, is for you to live your best life yet. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time and coming to the workshop today. I know you're busy. It's a busy holiday season. And the fact that you're taking your time for yourself right now to do this is just, it just shows how important this is to you. And I just want to thank you for taking your time of being here. Oops. So we're going to start today with seasonal affective disorder. With winter here, we're into the dark, gloomy time of year. It's dreary, it's cloudy, and a lot of people develop seasonal affective disorder. But I'm here to tell you, just because it's winter doesn't mean that you have to be sad. You can actually turn that into a positive thing and be happy. And I'm going to share that with you today. And we're going to talk a little bit about seasonal affective disorder. So seasonal, it's also called SAD, a very appropriate name, is a type of depression that occurs in late spring or late fall. And SAD usually starts in adulthood. Between the ages of 18 and 30 are the highest at risk, and women are at the highest risk. So as you get older, it increases. It's very rare under the age of 20. And like I said, women are affected more than men. So what causes SAD? So we have a biological clock that when we have less sunlight and shorter days, it just triggers a chemical reaction in our bodies, and it leads to depression. There are people who are more at risk, and those people are people who already have depression or have a mood disorder, such as bipolar, or I can't think of the other one right now. So those people are higher at risk for SAD. And schizophrenia, that's the other one. So those people are at higher risk for seasonal affective disorder. What else causes seasonal affective disorder? Melatonin. We are not getting enough. We have an overproduction, and so we sleep more. And so we're not, that the sun is going to be our friend. So when you can get the sun and get that melatonin under control, it's amazing how much better you feel. There's a brain chemical imbalance, lack of serotonin due to no sunlight. Vitamin D, again, lack of sunlight. So we're going to have a lack of vitamin D. If you have relatives with a seasonal affective disorder or a major depressive disorder, or like I said, the mood disorders, those people are, of course, at risk. If you live far south or far north where there's less sunlight, those are also obviously areas that it increases. So there's two types of seasonal affective disorder, and most people are very, they don't know that there's two. That we know about the winter, And this is also called winter depression. And symptoms begin in late fall to early winter, and they ease up when summer months. So late spring, early summer, they get better. But did you know there's also a spring onset? And so this is called summer depression. And this starts in late spring to early summer. This is much less common. And so I have a story to share with you is I actually have my two children each have one of these. So my oldest child actually has spring onset. She really dislikes the sun. She loves this time of year where it's dark and gloomy, and she's thinking about moving somewhere like Oregon or Washington State. And people say to her, "Oh, you won't like it there." And I'm like, "You guys don't know my child," because she would love it there. And then there's my youngest child who does have bipolar, and this time of year is so hard on her. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that actually help with this disorder, because we have done that with her. But first, let me share with you the symptoms of the winter disorder. And that is a feeling of sadness, feeling depressed most of the day, almost every day. They have anxiety, carbohydrate cravings, or they gain weight, extreme fatigue or lack of energy, don't want to get out of bed. So feelings of hopelessness or worthlessness, trouble concentrating. And that's really hard for a college student who has seasonal affective disorder and has bipolar, and she's dealing with final exams coming up. So it's really, it's hard with concentrating. They get irritated and agitated. And oh my gosh, did I feel that last week when I was at home visiting my daughter? She was in such a mood. Your limbs, your arms and legs feel heavy. Loss of interest in pleasurable activities, including withdrawing from social activities. You don't want to do anything. And sleeping problems. And this can go both ways. This sounds really crazy, but when you're depressed, most people oversleep, but some people actually can't sleep. They have a problem staying asleep. And then thoughts of death and suicide are the most severe when it comes to winter seasonal affective disorder. So summer of seasonal affective disorder isn't as severe, but people can definitely feel it. They get agitated and restless. They have anxiety. And that's crazy because my oldest child has anxiety, has her entire life. They have a decreased appetite and weight loss. They can have violent behavior, but it's rare, and they have trouble sleeping. They have really bad insomnia. So like I said, the summer is not near as bad as the winter, but it's something that, and she feels it. Like my child, like when it's sunny, she'll go through the house and shut all the shades, and I'm going behind her opening the shades because I want the sun. So it's a problem in our household sometimes. How is it treated? Especially the winter is so much easier to treat. I guess, like I said, the summer you can just go through the house and shut shades, but the winter time is really hard because you don't have the sun. And so we have bought it's called light therapy, and it's a special lamp, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but you can go on Amazon and actually get a lamp, and it's recommended they turn it on first thing in the morning. Get up, turn it on, have your coffee, have that lamp on for the first hour that you're up, and it makes your day so much better. Now, that being said, my youngest daughter has found out that when it starts getting dark at night, that's when her depression sometimes is worse. So she turns the light on as it's getting dark around 4 or 5 o'clock. She turns the light on and she leaves it on till about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it really makes a huge difference. So you have to play around and see what works for you. But the light therapy it's an easy fix, and it's just so it's a simple fix. Now, if that doesn't help, or if it just helps a little and you're still really having a lot of problems with it, cognitive behavior therapy is another thing it's a talk therapy. Most like counselors or therapists, those type of people would do that. So you would have to actually find somebody to do that with you. Antidepressant medications are something that you can revert to. They do work for some people. They don't work for everybody. So you have to find the right one that works for you. So you'd have to find a doctor that really is able to work with you really well. And then whenever there is sunlight outside, go outside. And even when it's not sunny outside, it's really important to get outside and get that air and just walk around. So that's really important to do. So do that when you can. And then the last thing is vitamin D supplementation, and you can do that on your own. Or if you're not sure how much to take, go to the doctor, get your vitamin D drawn, and they can tell you where you are on that level and what you need to do. Most people start out, there's a huge majority of Americans that are very low in vitamin D. So they may have to start out at like 4,000 units, but then they can drop down to 1,000 a day and maintain that throughout the year, and they're fine. So that's something to go ahead and look at. Okay. So those are the things with seasonal affective disorder. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And my wonderful slides keep on going all over the place. Okay, so how do you strengthen your immune system and fight off winter bugs? So we're in that season of winter bugs, and I just read this morning that flu season is extremely bad this year. They've had an 8% increase just in the last week. And then COVID also is on the rise in certain states. So just be aware of what it's like where you are. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is hand washing. And I love this subject because I was a school nurse up till like a year ago. And we talked about this all the time, especially during COVID. So it's really important you wash your hands, and it's the most effective way to prevent germs. So you really, really need to do that. Scrub your hands for 20 seconds. As I told the kids, and I have a great story here in a moment, sing happy birthday 2 times because they tend to speed it up. So if you sing it twice, you're bound to get your 20 seconds. I had a little boy that was autistic. He would use my bathroom. He would not go to the bathroom anywhere else. He would go in my bathroom. And then when he left, I would have to flush the toilet. One day I heard this singing and I'm like, what is going on in there? And I went over by the door and just listened, and I could hear him singing happy birthday. I just thought that was the cutest thing. And so every time I wash my hands, I think of him because it's important. We need to wash our hands, and good hygiene is the one most important thing to keep germs away. So if you don't, and we learned this through COVID, you don't have to reach out and shake somebody's hand. Just explain to them, hey, I'm being careful, I arm bump or fist bump or whatever it might be right now. So just wash your hands for the full 20 seconds. Okay, so next thing is vitamins. And so I'm not going to tell you to go take supplements, but I am going to tell you what supplements are very important to keep the winter bugs at bay. And the number one thing is vitamin C. Now, if you're not sure how much to take of any of these vitamins, or if you've never taken vitamins, please see your healthcare provider because they can tell you exactly how much and what you need. I, over recent years, have now gone to a naturopath. And so I do high doses of vitamins. Vitamin C, I'm taking about 8,000 a day right now. And yes, it does. I stay pretty healthy all year round. And I do that for a lot of reasons that we won't go into, but vitamin C contributes to your immune defense by supporting cell function and protecting against environmental oxidative stress. So what does that mean? It means it boosts your immune system. And when you come in contact with a bug, the chances of you getting it are a lot less. Okay. What other ways you can get your vitamins is, as you can see on the screen, is your fruits and vegetables, or foods in general. And vitamin C is great in oranges, strawberries, as well as tomatoes, broccoli, and spinach. So it's crazy because strawberries actually have more vitamin C than oranges. No. That being said, eat your strawberries. Vitamin D is another one. It can enhance your immune response and protect you from respiratory conditions. So those of you who are at risk of pneumonia, bronchitis, asthma, vitamin D can be really important. 10 minutes of sun a day, if you have sun, is plenty for most people, for fair-skinned individuals. For somebody who is susceptible to skin cancer or the darker skin tones who never burn, those of you really want to supplement because you're not going to get enough sun via sitting in the sun. Okay. And honestly, not foods, the only thing that you're going to get your vitamin D is sun. So vitamin B6 can be found in chicken, salmon, tuna, bananas, green vegetables, and potatoes with the skin on. I know a lot of people like to peel all their vegetables. Sometimes that's where all your vitamins are. You can make a smoothie and throw like carrots. Don't just wash them. You don't have to peel them. You can throw them in a blender with the rest of your fruit and it blends right in. Vitamin E is great immune booster, and it can be found in almonds, sunflower seeds, safflower oil. Actually, you could do sunflower oil also, but I recommend staying low on the oils. I'd rather see you eat seeds, peanut butter, and spinach. Spinach is so versatile, people. You can literally throw spinach in your blender with your morning smoothie if that's what you do, and it blends with whatever. It takes on the flavor of whatever it's with, so you don't even taste it. You have a green smoothie, but you don't taste it. Zinc is also a great immune booster, found in oysters, red meat, poultry, beans, and dairy products. I'm not a huge dairy product fan. I'm plant-based. I'd say 98% of the time vegan, but I do the occasional animal products, but I steer clear of dairy at all possible because it increases your inflammation. Magnesium, found in whole wheat products and nuts and seeds. Again, nuts and seeds are great things to incorporate. They're great little snacks throughout the day. And so I know right now we're talking about vitamins, but this also works with your food also. So if you have any questions about vitamins, you can shoot me in, put it in the chat. And I'll answer the best to my ability. And if you want more really in-depth things with vitamins, please see your doctor. Okay. So exercise and movement. Now, with this, I don't necessarily say exercise, and I'll tell you why. Again, I have chronic pain. I cannot go and walk 30 minutes every day. There's days I can't even walk 5 minutes because my back hurts so bad. So I say movement. The new sitting is the new smoking. So we need to move. So those of us who work at home or work at a job that's you're sitting, you really need to get up. Set your alarm on your phone and get up every hour and just walk around the park, your house or wherever you are. Go drink your water. Do some stretches. Do whatever you need to do to move. We are not meant to sit all day, and so we really need some physical activity. So that's why I say movement, because I'm not going to tell you go exercise 30 minutes every single day, because that's not realistic. But regular physical activity can help you feel better, sleep better, and it can reduce anxiety. So put some kind of physical activity. I don't care what it is, but something. Also, it decreases your chance of developing diseases such as heart disease, fatty liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it keeps your bones strong. So those of us women who are over the age of 50 going into menopause, we really need to be doing some light weights. You don't need to do anything heavy, but you do need to keep your muscles moving so you don't develop osteoporosis. Also, don't over exercise, because if you are over exercising, it lowers your immune system and it leaves you vulnerable. So that's what I'm saying. There has to be a mix, and you have to find that right mix for you. Okay. Examples of movement. I know we said walking, but some people love running, not me. Biking. Also, dancing around the house. I turn the music on and just dance out to YouTube. And then recently I'm like, you know what? I love line dancing. Why don't I get up and do some line dancing? So I pulled that up on YouTube, and on the days that I can move real well, I'm like, go for it. So line dancing is great. So whatever makes you happy and gets you moving. Okay. Mindset. So having a positive mindset can actually help with improving your immune system. I know it sounds crazy, but it does. Your mindset can help with so many things. It can help with your increasing your immune system, but it also can help if you have a chronic illness or you are just having a hard time. Changing your mindset can change everything. And so there's little things I'm going to tell you. So the one thing is, if we can reduce stress, we can decrease inflammation. Okay. And that's what causes your chronic illnesses. So to do that, things like yoga and meditation. I know I have a hard time with meditation, but doing a guided meditation, it works just as well as doing a meditation on your own. So it calms your nervous system. It helps reduce inflammation. So also yoga, you can do small things. I know I can't do a lot, but there's some things I can do. And I love Yoga by Adriene. It's on YouTube. Love her. And no, I'm not getting anything by promoting her. I just really love her yoga things because I can do them and they don't hurt me. Breathing techniques is a terrific way to lower your cortisol levels, lower your blood pressure, and improve your blood flow. So by breathing techniques, something like breathing in for 4, hold for 4, relax for 4. That small little thing you can do anywhere. The holidays are here. We get frustrated. There's a lot of lines. There's a lot of rude people. Breathe, hold, breathe out. That simple thing can improve your stress 100%. I know it sounds crazy. It's a simple thing, but you can do it. So breathing techniques. EFT, emotional freedom technique. It's also called tapping. I love doing tapping. You can also do this on YouTube. There's also an app called, and I can't think of it right now, Tapping Solution. I've been using the app since the beginning of COVID. It was free back then, and now I purchased it because I use it on a daily basis. But I also get some of it online, and then I've developed my own. So I do have videos for that if that's something you're interested in. I have an anxiety one that I did for the teachers when I worked at the school. They absolutely loved it. So if that's something that you find that would be helpful, just let me know, and I can get that to you. So tapping can decrease stress, it lowers your heart rate, and it can lower your blood pressure. And it really helps with stress. We used it a lot during COVID at the school. Between the teachers and the nurses, we were always stressed. One of the things I tell everybody is journal. Journaling decreases your stress. It improves your mental health. When you are upset and you journal and then you back that up with gratitude, it is amazing how you can turn your day around. And that was my next point, was gratitude, because gratitude can help you invoke those positive feelings. It lowers your stress and lowers stress, anxiety, and your thoughts. It helps you think positive thoughts versus the negative thoughts. So between journaling and gratitude, I do those back to back, typically, because I will journal on what is upsetting me and what is frustrating. And then I back it up with gratitude and turn it around where, okay, this might be bad, but this is okay. And it's going to be okay. And between that, journal, gratitude, and breathing, those three things are easy things you can do. And then positive thinking. You can do affirmations. I have affirmations all around the house, the apartment. And sometimes you just need to fake it until you make it. And so on the outside, you're faking it. On the inside, you're like, oh, I just don't know if I can do this. Read the affirmations, journal, gratitude, breathe. Okay. So those are all mindset, and they're super simple things. And I think we all need to work on all of these, especially right now during the holidays. This is a hard time. And you knew I was coming to this, maintaining a healthy diet. So we talked a lot about this. So I'm not going to hone in too much, because we talked about the vitamins. And so whole plant foods like fruits, vegetables, again, your nuts, seeds, legumes, are all rich in nutrients and antioxidants, and they can actually give you an upper hand against harmful pathogens. So the antioxidant foods can decrease inflammation, and it can prevent heart disease, Alzheimer's, cancer. So why wouldn't we want to eat more of those? And I know, oopsie daisy. And I know sometimes it can be hard to get those things in, but really it's not as hard as you think. And I can teach you how to do those things. Eating healthy fats. The salmon on the picture, that is a healthy fat. Salmon is so good for you. Olive oil, avocado oil, those are all really important things to be eating. Those decrease inflammation. It gives you your omega-3 fatty acids. I'm trying to think. Oh, chia seeds. I don't know if that's on the picture, but chia seeds is another one that's in that fatty omega-3s. So all of these fight inflammation. So you want to incorporate those into your diet. And with the salmon, Some people like it, some people don't. If you don't, get some supplementation with that. Get the omega-3 pills or what supplements. Fermented foods such as sauerkraut, kefir, kimchi. These all improve your immune system. It's been known for a long time that fermented foods are really good for your gut system. And of course, when your gut's healthy, it's able to fight off all these bugs, basically. I keep on wanting to hit that. I am so sorry. Decrease your processed foods. We know this, but we really need to do it. The things on the screen, those are the things you want to be eating. Try not to do very many processed foods. Limit added sugars. Fruits are fine, but we don't want to add anything that has added sugars. And then drink your water because that can support your immune system. And we're just going to leave the baby on because the baby wants to be here. And that's what we're going into next is sleep. So you've all heard the phrase sleeping like a baby. Well, what if I told you that you can achieve this? Sleep is so important for our bodies, and so many of us neglect it. And that is one thing I want you to do during this holiday season is to get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. It is so important that we get our rest because when you don't get enough sleep, that is when you get sick. So it's really important you pay attention to your body. And if your body's saying, I'm tired, you really need to get that sleep. One of the things I tell people is try not to eat 2 hours before bed because that actually can harm you from sleeping all night. And just have a great nighttime routine. Don't eat 2 hours before. I avoid liquids before bed, so I'm not getting up all night. They say to decrease your screen time. Unfortunately, I read before bed, and that is my Kindle. So that's kind of hard, but if you can avoid screen time before bed, that actually helps you get a nice night's rest. And that's why babies sleep. They don't watch screens. So, and that's what they're doing is healing their bodies and helping their bodies grow. Okay. So on to, under this umbrella here of strengthening your immune system, this is immunizations. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. I just want to tell you to make sure that you keep up on your vaccinations. And as a nurse, I just had to throw this in here because it's really important that we get all our vaccinations as a child. And then as an adult, we kind of forget about it. And it's really important we keep up on those. If you get the flu shot, go ahead and get your flu shot. If you've gotten the COVID vaccine, go ahead and get your boosters. And then depending on your age, you want to make sure that you get your pneumonia, what is that called? The pneumococcal. And that is for individuals over the age of 65, and then shingles over the age of 50. So if you had shingles as a child, I highly, highly recommend you get your shingles shot. It's, you don't want shingles. It's not fun. I've had it twice. So, those are the recommended vaccines. And then the only other one I want to touch on is your, tetanus and diphtheria. So your tetanus, you want to get every 10 years, and us adults are really bad about doing that until something happens and we have to get it. Keep up on that. And then the other one is the Tdap, which is also tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. There's a high incident of whooping cough. So if you're going to be around a baby, just update that. Make sure you get it at least once in your adulthood, especially if you didn't get it as a child. Okay. So that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to immunizations, just a brief hey, yeah, keep up on them because we're really bad about that. Okay. Turning stressful into joyful. So we have I have 4 tips for you to make your holidays happy. And so let's go on. Tip 1 is plan ahead. So plan out your week on Sunday or whatever the beginning of your week is, Sunday, Monday. Sometimes mine was Monday as a nurse, depending on what my schedule was. So plan out your week. Hey, what am I going to eat on this day? Put it on the calendar, make it stick. Hey, if it's on the calendar, you got to do it, right? And then meal prep. I really did this with the kids. I don't do it so much now, but when the kids were little, it was easy to go to the grocery store, get all my stuff, cut all my vegetables. And I was that mom that took all the grapes off the vine and put them in a bowl because that's the way the kids would eat them. And I'm like, if I can get fruits and vegetables in your body, I'm going to find every which way to do that. When attending your holiday parties, if you know there's stuff there that you're not going to be able to eat, volunteer to bring something. Like I said, my daughter and I are both plant-based. So we are always bringing something to any event with us. So we know we have at least one thing we can eat because we just don't know how the other person's going to cook, and we don't eat anything from an animal. So that's just us. Eat something before you go. That way you're not starving when you get there and you don't overeat. So make sure that, and if you don't eat something, drink something. Drink water. Water fills your belly. So go ahead and drink water and get that into your system. And that way, when you get there, you're not starving to death and you overeat. Okay. Also, tip 1 here with planning ahead, holidays can be stressful. And I experienced this recently. Plan ahead. You never know how somebody's going to act. And make sure you have a support team. I'm not going to go into details, but I am going to tell you I had a situation on Thanksgiving, and I was just so distraught and was near tears. And I got home and literally called my husband because I know that is my support. I can call him with anything. He's my best friend. And I just called him. I'm like, you're not going to believe what happened. And he just turned my whole thing around. And I know I talk about mindset, but that particular time, I was just so emotionally hurt that I was having a hard time getting my mind to the positive. And I really tried because I had an hour drive home. And so when I got home, I talked to him and I did journal, and the journaling helped, but talking to him really helped because I realized, hey, it's not me, it's that other person. So just prepare ahead of time that if you have a situation, you have somebody to call, and just expect the unexpected, because with the holidays, you never know what's going to happen. So, tip 2. Ooh, wow, we flew through those tips. Tip 2, celebrate. I'm going to talk a little bit here about alcohol because we tend to imbibe a little bit more during the holidays, and that's okay, but it can also be a bad thing. We want to have those memories with our family and being present. We don't want to drink too much where we don't remember what happened. And so that's one of the big things with me is just be careful how much you drink, because there's so many. I'm gonna give you a few notes here with the alcohol. Alcohol is a calorie dense and nutrient poor food. So when you drink, it's calories in, and they're going to stay in and you're getting nothing from them. You're not getting any nutrients. So the calories can add up really quickly. So just be really careful with how much you drink. Also, alcohol breaks down your inhibitions and can impair your judgment. So that relative I was telling you about, if I was drinking too much, I don't know what I would have said, but I did have a glass of wine while I was there, but I didn't. I knew not to say anything. It wasn't worth it. So alcohol can interfere with the recovery from workout. So if you are somebody who are working out, your working out isn't going to do much if you're drinking all the time, because you're not getting the benefits, because the alcohol is taking those benefits away. Also, it affects your sleep. So you're not going to sleep as well. And what did I say about sleep? We really need sleep. It boosts our immune system, and it helps us recover from what we've done that day. So just be cautious. I'm not saying don't drink. I'm just saying be cautious. And again, follow alcohol with water, because if you have a drink, have a glass of water, have a drink, you tend to not drink too much that way. And then just, if you can, stick with clear spirits and calorie-free beverages versus the fruity drinks and the juices, because the juices, it's a lot of extra sugar that you don't need. Okay. And we talked about extra sugar. Oops. Okay. Tip 3 is practice mindful eating. So listen to your hunger cues. We are really bad in the holidays about overeating. And so you want to just stop and say, hey, am I hungry? Listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you if you're really hungry or not. When you're on a scale of 0 to 10, if you're at a 6, 7 when it comes to fullness, that's a time to stop. You don't want to get to that 10, because then you're miserable. So kind of like the alcohol, you got to take the good with the bad and decide what one you're going to do. So listen to your body. Your body will tell you. And again, ask yourself, am I hungry, or am I just eating to eat? So again, we talk about mindfulness a lot, don't we? Tip 4, remember the reason for the season. So we're here to celebrate the holidays. We're here to be with family, and that's what's important. So just enjoy that time with your family and friends, whether it's virtually or in person, and don't let what you eat stress you out. Okay, if you ate that thing and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? Start over right then and there. You don't even have to wait till tomorrow. Start over. Just, again, do I want this? Am I hungry? Don't beat yourself up. It's not worth it. So it's Christmas, it's family time. Enjoy it, and enjoy it without the guilt, because it's not worth being guilty over. Okay. I know I'm really bad about saying okay. So just enjoy that time with your family and friends, and don't beat yourself up too much, because that's what the holidays are about, is just being in the season. So, and that's why I'm here today, is to help you have a happy, healthy holiday season, creating lifelong memories, enjoying the ones you love. Would you like for me to show you more on how that you can do that? Raise your hand. So I'd like to introduce my Winter Wellness Jumpstart program. This is a 4-week program, and oops. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. It's a 4-week program, and what you get in 4 weeks or 30 days is you get more energy, building more memories, having more time with that significant other or children or grandchildren, feeling healthier and happier. Is that something that you want? So what's included in my workshop is 4 coaching calls with me. a personal health assessment. Learn to use a mindful approach to manage stress. Healthy recipes and meal prep ideas. Healthy eating on the go. Unlimited email and text support daily from 9 to 6. And tips for sleeping well, because we only touched on the surface of any of these things. So my 4-week program is valued at $499. Today, you can get started for $149. So today's special for 4 weeks is $149, and we will work through all the things we talked about. If this is something that you are interested in, go ahead and put it in the chat. And actually, I am trying to, let me unshare, stop share. And I am going to share with you I'm going to put in the chat here, maybe. Chat. I'm trying to find where my thing went. Sorry, guys. I'm going to put a link in the chat for you. Okay, sorry about that. Actually, I'm going to put a couple links. I put a book in here for you. And then here is my PayPal and my Venmo if this is a program you think that you're interested in. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I would love to help you get through the holiday season and spend all that time with your family feeling better and more energy. So I am so excited for you, and we will be talking soon. Have a great day.